everyone and welcome back to day 29 of Preptober. Today I'm just here to share some quick last minute tips with you that may help you right now or that you might find useful when and if your story kind of starts going downhill at some point in November. Now, my three primary tips are to always carry a notebook or something else to make notes on or in. Your phone also works great for this because you don't know when inspiration is going to strike and you don't want to forget what your brilliant idea was because you couldn't find something to write it down on or in. My second tip is to listen to your body. If you feel like you're getting sick, or if you're way too tired, or you just don't have the spoons right now to sit down and work on your novel, don't do it. Listen to your body, take a break, do something else, and come back to it when and if you feel ready. And the third tip goes hand in hand in that, and that is to take breaks. And I don't just mean, I can't write right now, I'm gonna take a break, but actually schedule breaks throughout your writing sessions. Get up from your couch, get out of the house if you're able to, take a walk, get a change of scenery, do something else apart from staring at your screen. I myself am very guilty of this, and considering the fact that I will probably be recovering from foot surgery in November, I might not really be able to make it out of the house all that much, but I should still try to, get off the couch, get the blood flowing a little bit in my body and focus on something else. Now, what do you do if you're mid NaNoWriMo and your story starts sucking and there's nothing you can figure out to do to fix it and keep it on track for where you want it to go? Well, there are a couple of options. First of all, I know that there are people out there who are like, no, but the story will go from point A to point B. These things will happen in between. I will not take a detour. I will not derail this story. Kudos to you if you're one of those people. I'm not. I am more focused on getting the 50,000 words, but over the years I have also gotten more attached to the single story I'm working on. Not always. I tend to change it up sometimes, but I want to take the story I'm working on and see it to completion. With that being said, I am pretty okay with taking detours and then having to edit things out when I get to that stage. And some easy ways to do this, or potentially easy ways to do this, would be to experiment. Experiment with tropes. Can you gender swap a character? Can you make it so that the prince is the one saved by the princess? Or even have two princesses, because you know me by now. Can you try writing from a different point of view or in a different tense? I've talked about this throughout the month. Or throw in a curveball with a different subplot that you hadn't originally planned. Maybe observe the scene from the eyes of a bird flying over the city and see what the bird sees, and see if there's something you can take from that and put into your story and make a new part of your story or a detour for your story. Don't be afraid to take these risks and change things up. And I do understand that you might not want to leave November with, bits and pieces of 16 different stories in the end, and that's completely up to you. It again depends on if you want to get the 50,000 words, and that's the most important thing, or if you want to have a finished, or as finished as possible, of a draft. There are people in both these camps and you have to figure out which one you feel like you belong to, but I would recommend changing things up. And if that also isn't helping, if you just cannot connect with your story, if you can't connect with your characters, stop writing. Stop writing that story. Pick up something else and start writing that. And for me, this is regardless of if you've found a new idea or not. If you have an old project that you want to work on again, or if you've had an idea for a new project, go ahead and dive into one of those. If you haven't found anything new, but if your current story just isn't working, check out the adoptables, or go to a plot generator online somewhere, or just brainstorm the first thing that comes to mind. Free write a little bit and see if anything comes from it. At the end of the day, at the end of the month, it's up to you to write. You might find that November is the worst month ever. Lots of things are happening in your personal life. You can't focus on your story. Things you can't control happen and everything just goes downhill. That's okay. You can't control that. And in that case, accept that it is out of your control and that there's nothing you can do about it. Because sometimes things happen that you have no control over, and you have to accept that it's just not going to happen this month. I need to learn that lesson because I am extremely stubborn, especially when it comes to actual NaNoWriMo in November. I'm a bit more lax with April and July, but when it comes to actual Nano in November, I have not lost since 2009. And I don't want this to be the first year either, so I'm potentially going to push myself a little too hard, even if I should probably just give up. So I need to take that advice myself, actually. One last tip I have for you would also be to document your journey somehow. And this doesn't have to be videos. If you're not comfortable with that, don't do that. You can have a Twitter thread, or you can just put it in your own journal or something. And I know we all get the tracker on the Nano site, but actually sitting down and documenting your journey in more than just word count can be very useful. I have greatly enjoyed making writing vlogs and talking about my projects on here, because it gives me something to look back on in the future and either laugh at myself for going, that's the direction you thought your story was going to take. Really? Really? But also to look back on and go, wow, I had a really good writing week, or oh, I was so excited when I had this idea, or whatever else it might be. Again, you don't have to make videos, you can journal about it or something else, but I would recommend putting more into it than just, today I wrote 57 words. What were those 57 words about? How did you feel about them? Did you come up with a new idea? And so on. Anyway, that's it for today. I can't believe that we are this close to Nano starting. Tomorrow, I'm going to be back with a new video where I actually announce my project for November, and I'm super excited about that, so I hope you come back and watch that tomorrow. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!